Counting double-digit thousands.
What's up, peeps? This is your boy CT Racer X, and today we're going to be changing out the spark plugs on a 2014 Ford Fusion 1.5 liter turbo. It is a little interesting job, and it will require some different tools. So make sure you pay attention, get your gloves, and get your tools, and let's get started. All right, first things first, before you do any job, make sure that the vehicle is cool, because if it's not cool, this job's going to be burning your hands, and that's going to suck balls. All right, number two, pop the hood on the car, and then the way you're going to do that is, of course, you're going to start by hitting the lever inside the driver area, and then the next step is where my hand is located. As you can see, there's a little lever that's yellow. You push it towards the left and lift the hood, and ta-da, the hood is ready to be propped. The next step is to go ahead and remove that little engine cover, and that engine cover is right there. We're going to go ahead and remove that engine cover, and the way we're going to do that is by hoodoo voodoo magic. Go ahead and set that down on there. Perfect. We're going to do that by lifting up on it, simply like so. See? It's plastic. It's okay. Just lift it up. Pull it right off. There you go. All right. The next step is to go ahead and pull these little clasps off the coil packs. The coil packs are in the back here. And the way you're going to do that is by go ahead and pinch on this plastic tip right here, and then pull back, and you pull that right off. Now, I happen to be using a right-angled plier. That makes life a little bit easier, so that way you're not applying too much finger pressure and hurting your hands to get these off. Sometimes it can be a little bit tough to remove, especially if they've been on the car for a while. The next step is also then to go ahead and lightly pry up on the plastic tips here to remove that line from the valve cover. There we go. There's that one. There's that one, and we're going to do this one right over here too. There we go. All right, I'm going to rotate that back. Perfect. And now we're all set. We're ready to get our spark plugs out of the way. All right, the next step is using an 8mm socket. Remove your spark plug coil packs from their mounted locations. Little food for thought. There are 8 of these because this is a 4-cylinder. There's 2 bolts for every spark plug coil pack. So take your time, remove them from their mounted location. Okay. All right, the next step is to go ahead and pull the coil packs out of place. You should be able to pull them straight up and they'll come right off. It is a good idea to mark them, let yourself know which ones you're pulling off, so that way you're not confused as to which ones you're taking off. I've gone ahead and marked each one of them. I'm actually positioning them. I've actually left a bolt in here, but let's see here. There we go. And number 2 is free. And there we go. Now our coil packs are all free and ready to go. All right, the next step is to take the spark plugs out of the head. Now, this is a 1.5 liter. 1.5 liter uses a 14mm spark plug socket, okay? So the standard 5/8 or 16mm spark plug socket will not work. If you try it, you'll just be frustrated and angry. So here we go. First thing you want to do is go ahead and put these down inside of here and just release them. Just get them loose, okay? You don't have to release them completely, like as in take them all the way out. Just get them popped loose. If you happen to have an impact wrench or an electrical impact wrench like I have, then popping them loose first and then using the impact wrench makes life a little bit easier when you're taking them out of the head. Just get them loosed first, though, because what you don't want to do is try to do this when the vehicle's warm, and use an impact wrench. You may damage the threads in the head, and that's no bueno. And with any repair you're going to do on your car, make sure you have the correct parts. In this case, I have the NGK Platinum Iridium spark plug. It's a great spark plug. It's the OEM replacement. You can use the Motorcraft ones. Just make sure whatever kit you get, ensure that is a 14mm bolt size. That's going to allow it to be threaded into the 1.6 liter or 1.5 liter turbo head. All right, the next step is to go ahead and reinstall your spark plugs. Now, what I tend to do is do the spark plug reinstallation by hand, meaning not using a tool, because, an impact wrench or something like that. I want to make sure I don't cross-thread the spark plugs going back into the head. So just make sure you thread them in by hand. Once they're seated, or no longer can be spun by hand, using a ratchet, just go ahead and put a 1/4 turn on it, and you should be sealed. All right, the next step is to go ahead and reinstall your coil packs. Now, this is a little bit odd because of these coil packs having this weird angle. So don't hesitate to have lots of light and take your time trying to reset them. If they spring, that means they're in place. If they don't spring, that means they're not in place. So, you know, if you have to reset them a couple of times, that's okay. It's expected. All right, if you've got everything reset, everything's put back together, the next thing you want to do before you cover the car back up with the engine cover is to go ahead and turn it on and make sure that that all your spark plug coil packs are seated and that you don't hear any odd noises, because the last thing you want to do is put it all together, close the hood, turn it on, and blow a spark plug through the coil pack and have a lot more problems. All right, so we got everything done. The car sounds great. It's not making any noise. So now what we're gonna do is go ahead and put the engine cover on it, clear the codes, and take the car around the block. And that, my friend, is how you change the spark plugs in a 1.5 liter or 1.6 liter turbo EcoBoost Ford motor. If you like this video, make sure you hit that button that says subscribe at the bottom. Maybe hit the bell when I release a video every once in a while so you can be notified on it. Definitely comment if you have questions, concerns, issues, anything like that. Put them in the comments below. And if you'd like to follow me on Instagram because you're a bona fide stalker, I appreciate that. Follow me at Instagram, CTRacerX. All one word, all together. And I'll catch you on the flip side.
Double-digit thousands.